Smartphone cameras are getting better and better, and the Google Pixel has always been a standout. I mean, take a look at the blind camera test from Marquez over the last few years, and the Pixel is always on top. They were all won by some series of the Google Pixel. Instead of doing a camera test between the Pixel 9 Pro XL and my iPhone 15 Pro, I wanted to see what the difference would be if you spent a little extra and got into a real camera. Before I show photos, know that this comparison has rules. Rule number 1, everything is automatic. On the Pixel, that means opening the camera, pointing, and taking the picture. No tapping the screen to help with exposure or focus. And on the Sony, that means we're in full automatic mode. No change to settings, it's basically that out-of-the-box experience. Rule number 2, no zooming. I want the framing of each photo to match as closely as possible. To keep things simple, all photos are taken with the main lens of the Pixel, and on the Sony, everything is fully zoomed out at 18mm. And rule number 3, no editing. That means that every picture you see in this comparison is directly from each camera with no edits made. So here's the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL versus my Sony a6700 with a Sigma 18-50 2.8 lens. Let's start with some daytime pictures. One camera is marked A and the other is marked B. Alright, pause the video and leave a comment down below letting me know which of the cameras you preferred, A or B. So to reveal, camera A was the Pixel 9 Pro XL, which makes camera B the Sony a6700. Sometimes it's pretty obvious which camera is which, but other times not as much. Take the picture of the upside down church. The sky is much more blue, which would typically be something you'd see from computational phone photography. But this is actually the Sony. Same result from this picture of condo buildings. Then there are times when the Sony completely blows out the sky, like in this picture of the ice cream shop. In the forested area, the results are more consistent. Pixel has a slightly warm yellow tone, and it's doing its magic to not blow out anything in the image. Now let's get to night photos. Okay, so you know the drill. Pause and let me know which one you preferred. This time I switched the camera and the letter around. So the Sony was camera A and the Pixel was camera B. It's less obvious which is which in a photo like this, where I think the Pixel photo is better. And it's more obvious which camera is which in a photo like this, where the Sony camera just can't compete with the Pixel. Most of the results might be personal preference. Take this for example, where I personally prefer the more dramatic vibes from the Sony, but you might prefer the Pixel photo where everything in the photo is visible. Same could be said about the picture of this buffalo art piece. In real life, it looks somewhere between both camera results. Here's an example where the Pixel had a very obvious struggle. Check out these lens flares, which smartphones just have more of at night. Quick side note, here's the iPhone 15 Pro having that same struggle. Looking at the Sony, it's much better at dealing with the lens flare, and obviously this photo could have been improved by getting out of auto mode. But hey, this comparison has rules. At the end of the day, this is less about which camera is better, and more just to observe where smartphone cameras are now in comparison to a more traditional camera. As a wise person once quoted an even wiser person, the best camera is the one you have with you, because without it, the photo wouldn't exist. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Subscribe to see what I create, and I'll see you in the next video.